Welcome to the We Win Injury Law podcast. I'm Tyler Todd, your host, sitting here with my co-host, Jaron, the Snow Canyon Man, Sandberg.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that Snow Canyon Man, and nobody else can take it, by the way. You are a Snow Canyon alum, but he is the Snow Canyon Man.
Yeah. Always will be.
Yep. And always will be. You guys, we have an exciting podcast today. Thank you for joining an old friend of mine. It's been a long time since we've been... more than friends, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think 15 years, maybe. Remember the old referral group?
Yes,
That's where we...
Actually, I do remember that. Anyways, we're going to jump into that. We have a lot of good things to talk about. My good friend, Mr. Luke Udy, is with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
It's good to be here.
It has been 15 years since the original referral group that we did out of my office.
Yes, when you
I was just kind of sliding into that office.
Back in the one law day.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Is it okay to say?
I mean, it's okay.
It's part of your history. We can't cancel your history.
No, we're not going to cancel history.
We're not
exactly.
It's not like saying Voldemort or something.
Yeah, exactly. Good call on that one.
We don't know a lot of people in that history that we don't really talk about, but we can talk about it. It's okay.
But you were starting your business. I was starting my business. It was good times had by all.
Good times. And it's been crazy to see how the businesses have progressed over the years. And your business has thrived over the years, which congratulations on that.
Well, thank you.
You own an insurance agency, American Family Insurance Agency.
Yes. So
Tell me, what do you do?
So I own Udy and Associates Insurance. And we run an American Family Insurance agency on the personal line side, and personal line means home, auto, boat, ATV, personal stuff.
Okay.
Umbrella policies. And then on the commercial line side, so business insurance, landlord policies, apartments, HOAs, I run a brokerage. So we have multiple, many national carriers that we can do business through. So I kind of have the best of both worlds. I work for a reputable national brand, but then I have the broker side where I can broker it out if I need to.
That's amazing. And I've seen you grow over the years, and it's been awesome to watch, by the way.
Thank you.
Just know that we are watching you, and it's been awesome. And before we started and we came on to the podcast, I noticed a shiny little fancy ring you have on that. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, this little thing.
Yeah. What is that?
This is my All-American ring. So every time you reach a certain level with American Family Insurance, they give you another diamond. And there's only a place for one more diamond after that.
No kidding. How many diamonds do you have in there?
I don't know. I'm not very good at counting.
That's a good sign if you've lost count.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So every year when you reach that level, you send it back, they clean and polish it up and put another diamond in it and send you on your way.
That's incredible. Good for you. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
And then they take you on multiple trips. That just means you sell a lot. That means you're good at what you do.
Yeah, there's just like a lot of organizations, the top sales people of the organization are sent on a trip or two. And so that's sort of the highlight of my year is going to different places around the world and seeing that and kind of hanging out with the top 5% and basking in our accomplishments.
In all your accomplishments, which you have many,
now,
which is amazing.
The hardest thing for me on those trips, though, is not being able to take my team. Because my team is really who got me there.
Sure. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Somebody has to go.
Well, I mean,
might as well be me.
You. Well, I mean, it's a big reason why we named our company We Win Injury Law. Because, a team really is who wins for our clients, right? We like to think we are a big part of it, right? But in all reality, it's our team. And it's a we, right?
It really is. And as you know, as business owners, you hire individuals and team members that are smarter than you, better looking than you. Just
That's not possible.
It's hard to do.
Yeah,
it's just super hard to do.
Yeah.
But you hire people that are better at you in so many different aspects, and that's what makes the team work.
For sure.
Well, and even your company, right? It's not just called LLC, right? And everyone else, Udy and Associates.
Udy and Associates, and I did that because I want all my team to feel like they're a part of the team. They have some ownership in it. It's not about me. It's about them, and it's about our customers that we serve.
Oh, I love that.
How did you get into insurance? So I know you were talking 15 years back, but what, I guess, attracted you to it initially?
Well, it's not a glamorous story, but 2008 hit. We all remember that the great crash. I was a mortgage broker at the time, and I went from closing 200 mortgages a year to 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can't live off of 16. So I wanted to get into something that was recession proof. So I did a lot of research, and I have a sales background. I actually have a sales degree. So I wanted to get into some sales type organization, but I wanted something that was recession proof. And guess what? Insurance is.
Yeah.
You have to have insurance, whether
You always have to have it.
quit your
regardless.
job.
Yeah.
Quit your job, get fired, have
COVID.
zero money, COVID, you have to pay your insurance. So, which some people don't like to do,
Yeah.
but it's just part of living in the United States of America.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I got into it in 2009. And so this March will be my 17th year in the business.
Wow. Well, apart from your obviously luscious looks.
Oh, thanks for noticing.
That's why we wanted to have you on this podcast, because obviously we live in the insurance world as well as injury lawyers, right? And we get a lot of questions about, okay, appropriate coverages. What do we buy? We tell people what we think they should buy. We hear all the time about people having full coverage when in all reality, we believe that full coverage may not be synonymous with good coverage. And so people are oftentimes super disappointed when they realize, I've been in this bad accident. I have these really bad injuries. My claim may be worth X. When I say X, like up here, right? Not down here. And then they say, well, why am I not getting more money? And then we explain to them, because your coverages are not good.
And a lot of times they'll say, but Tyler, I have full coverage.
Yeah. Full coverage. All that means is you have comp and collision.
Right.
You have comprehensive and collision coverage. You can have the state minimums in the state of Utah and have full coverage.
Right. And so when you say comp and collision, are you referring to, so when you say that, you're just saying that because that's what's required by law?
Well, liability only is the only thing that's required by law.
Yeah.
You could buy a brand new Ford truck and put liability only on it if you don't have a lien holder. If you paid cash for it, you don't have to. When you have liability only, which means you've removed comp and collision, all you're saying is, I'm okay repairing my own vehicle.
Gotcha.
If it's in an accident.
Yeah.
Liability only, and claims adjusters hate that word, by the way, but liability only means if I get in an accident and there's another party involved, my insurance will pay for your damages.
Right.
For your medical care.
Right. And when you say liability only, that's really only simply referring to bodily injury, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that there's a property side to that, or do you have to add that as well?
It's in there as well. So if I run into a McDonald's, happens all the time, by the way, and I have liability
McDonald's
only,
specifically?
Yes.
Or
There's like a Target on McDonald's.
Yeah.
I do hear that.
Yeah.
I find
You
it
do
odd.
see those little poles, though, that are meant to be like protect the building bent all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
I know that I used to insure over 100 McDonald's, and so I got that claim all the time. That's one of the biggest claims, is running into the building.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
I have videos I could share. They're hilarious. Anyway, I have liability only. I run into a building. My insurance will pay up to the property damage limits. And so in Utah, it's recently switched to $30,000.
Yeah.
Right. That's the bodily injury or the property as well?
Well, it's both.
okay.
You can both cover liability
and property.
and property damage.
Okay. So when you have the minimum state requirements of 30,000, right?
Right.
65 total, right? It's 30 per person, 65 per incident.
Yes. And then it's the third number that's the property damage.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 30, 65, 30.
30 for property as well.
Yeah. And when's the last time you bought a $30,000 vehicle?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people are still doing it, but if you want to buy a brand new vehicle, I feel that's like low-key impossible.
But back to your point is people call in and they say, I want the lowest and the cheapest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And when they say that, we educate them and let them know, because a lot of customers just have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
They're uneducated.
Right.
And we educate them and we try to give them at least bare minimum 100,000, 300,000.
Okay. So that's my next question. Do you find that financial restrictions are more oftentimes than not the guiding factors to what coverages they choose?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Some insurance companies or agencies just want to make the sell. They don't really care about the customer. They just want to make the sell. So they'll give them the worst coverages just to make the sell. But if they would just educate and say, if you go from 30,000 per person, 65,000 per accident to 100,000, 300,000, it ups your coverages, your monthly payment $10.
Wow.
It's
okay.
very, very minimal. And so what happens is, I would say most people are like, okay, that sounds great. Let's do that. But there are a handful that says, nope, I still want the cheapest and the lowest and the cheapest. And we'll say, you're not a fit for our agency then, because we sell on value. We care about our customers because we know what happens when you get an accident.
Yeah.
We know the pure hell that they go through. You guys see it every day. Yeah. The bodily injury, the life-changing, altering events that happen in an accident. We're not just talking car accident. There's lots of
premises liability, McDonald's parking lots.
Lots of different ways you can get hurt. And it doesn't happen to everybody, but it happens to you eventually. And you want the appropriate coverages so that you're not having to dip into savings or into your 401k or maybe it's a solo accident and you're by yourself and you have nobody to sue,
to really blame,
blame. It's on you. And so, and so a lot of times you ask, your question was, is it all financial? Sometimes it is, but again, everybody's different. If you have a thriving career with assets in the bank and you have money to lose, maybe a house that's paid for, that's when you want an umbrella policy.
Right.
Extra $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, whatever that looks like, to protect your assets. And then eventually we'll probably talk about UIM, underinsured motorists and uninsured motorist coverage.
Well, let's jump there because that's a big thing that we do. And then we see it all the time where, you have the full coverage. And that typically, when we see that, typically means the state minimums. Okay. But then what we also see quite often is that they don't have underinsured, uninsured motorist coverage because that's not required by law.
Correct. You can opt out.
You can opt out.
Yep.
And then what's crazy is we see some people will opt in and purchase uninsured, but then will waive underinsured or vice versa.
Which is also always baffling to me because it's so inexpensive.
It's baffling to us.
Because that's for you.
Right.
That, like, the liability that we've been discussing, that's for other people.
Yeah.
The uninsured and uninsured motorists, that's so if somebody hits you, so it's their fault, and they have no insurance or very low insurance, that money kicks in to help you and your family with medical expenses. And so to opt out of that is super baffling.
How often do you see it? Because we see it. We see it all the time. But you are writing policies every day. So how often do you see that?
We rarely see it because we don't offer it. We don't recommend it. And if somebody says, I don't want this coverage, we literally make them sign off on it.
Yeah, it's actually required by law to sign off on it.
It is. Yeah. It is. And
now,
so
we've discussed this on previous podcasts, but one of the things that we kind of discussed was that we felt like the proliferation of, hey, just find your coverage by an app and maybe just looking online without talking to someone has maybe led to a little bit more of the, you just don't know. So you waive that. Oh, it's cheaper if I waive this. Cool. And do you feel like that's led to a lot of people doing these weird, it just seems so weird to us that you would waive one and not the other.
Yeah, it's happening more and more because you have more online companies, more 1-800 number companies. AI is creating all these new companies that it's all AI based on the information out in the cyberspace. And so it's easier than ever to buy insurance on your own. And if you're savvy and know what you're doing, that's okay.
Right.
In fact, you can save money by doing that probably. Right. But there's value in having a person that can educate you and help you and counsel you and help you to understand this is your situation. Maybe when I was in college, I could get away with $5,100.
Right.
Yeah. But now that I have a family and I have, $500,000 in my 401k from working at the same job for 15 years, whatever the case may be.
Right.
You now need an umbrella policy.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, you have a pool at your home? Okay, you need more liability. You have a swing set at your home? You need more liability. You go boating on Saturday with your kids, their friends? You need more liability. So that's when you need a trusted advisor to sit down and help you come up with that number.
Yeah, and it just feels like when you're doing it with an app, there's no way. There's no way to get that education. And I think people just mistake that they think they know.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part is that people, like you said, they're uneducated. They think they know, or they've read it on ChatGPT, or they've read it on Google. And oftentimes what ChatGPT is kicking out or Google's kicking out are the minimum requirements by law. So they kind of just assume that is good, right? Because that goes back to what we keep talking about. I have full coverage, even though they oftentimes have the minimums.
Right.
So
it's a terrible policy, but they have full coverage.
Yeah. And then oftentimes they don't have the UIM coverage. So
and the full coverage term is a very archaic. I wish they'd change that because it's doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
You have full coverage because you have comprehensive and collision coverage.
Right.
You remove those two, you now have liability only. But like we talked about, you could have the state minimums and have full coverage. So it's twisted.
Are agents saying that? Do you feel like agents are saying that?
Are agents saying that?
I mean, not in your agency for sure.
Like you guys, I'm
but do
assuming
you
you get
hear
outbid.
people, from other people? Is that still being used?
I would like to think most of my peers out there are doing a good job.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
well said.
and I have a lot of friends in the insurance industry that I know, like, and trust. And I would, if I can't do it or it doesn't work out with my agency, I'll refer them to them, and they do a really good job. But there are instances where they're just looking to make a sell.
Yeah.
And they just want to sell you whatever you'll buy. And that's unfortunate because it really gives our industry a bad
kind of, yeah. Because I think it's archaic. It is archaic term, but we keep hearing it. And so the only thing I can then maybe just assimilate is that and reconcile that someone's got to be saying it still. Or it's just it's just such a common phrase that people think, oh, I must be fully covered. So I just don't know. That's why I'm curious. I mean, of course you have a good relationship with all your competitors. You would never say anything.
But you see it. I'm sure someone goes to a competitor that you at least know enough that, hey, they can't undercut me by hundreds of dollars if it's similar coverage.
Yeah.
And so you have to know that they're offering something terrible.
We see it all the time where they come in with the state minimums and we literally say, hey, we're not going to even give you a quote for that because we don't recommend it. Here's what we quote. And then when they look at it, they're like, wow, you're giving me triple the coverages and it's only 30, 40 more bucks a month. Yeah, I'll do that.
That makes sense.
And then but here's the most frustrating thing in my business. I'm sure in your industry, there's super frustrating things about your competitors.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is when somebody leaves you have the appropriate coverages for their policy and they leave you and you find out that the new agent they went with dropped him to the state minimums.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. And I want to go, there's
you almost what are you doing?
You kind of want to rage against the machine a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I can appreciate that.
Well, the one I'll say that we get frustrated with where you see this as hard is clients have been in a previous accident and had minimums. And so it was like, fool me once. But then they get in a second accident and they haven't changed any of the numbers.
Right.
They still have all the minimums and you're like, now shame on you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's the frustrating one. I'm like, how is that not discussed after your first accident that we hit policy
and more
limits?
oftentimes than not, they haven't gone to a trusted advisor to get that appropriate education on how does this work? Or if they did have an accident with an attorney, even the attorney didn't educate them on the appropriate coverages. They're just settling out. Here's the check and you're done. Right.
Yeah.
And we try to educate everybody as to why the claim value is what it is, why there's a net return to you that looks like this, which could have looked like that if you had better coverages. So it does take, that's why it's awesome to have you here today, because it kind of takes everybody to educate the community and people that are watching, customers, clients, on this is what you need.
And
this is how you protect your family.
Thanks again for having me. Think about it. We could be talking about football, music. We could be telling jokes right now. Think of all the things, but we get to talk about insurance. Sure. How cool is that?
Hey, you're a Rams fan, right?
Oh, man.
And?
Oh, did you see that punt?
I didn't see the punt.
Ethan Evans?
No. Was it like the longest punt ever or something?
Well, it went off out of the half-yard line. So the Seahawks had to go 99 yards in a minute to beat the Rams, and they missed a 61-yard field goal.
Okay. I saw the score, 21-19. That's what. Yeah.
I'm a big Rams fan.
Did I ever tell you that my family has like a loose relationship with.
Yes, you did. Like the Georgia Frontier.
Yeah,
or something.
Frontier.
Yeah, Frontier, whatever.
Rosenblum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're huge Rams fans too.
They're cool people.
Well, I don't know about that.
We should become Facebook friends.
I don't know. I mean, if you're a Ram fan, I don't know. You know, I don't.
Hey,
do we really trust you?
Yes. Yes, you can. Yes.
Well, and have you gone down to that stadium? I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we go to one Rams game a year.
Do you really?
You make it down.
So we went down to the 49ers game 5-6 weeks ago where the Rams laid an egg.
Yeah.
To the JV 49ers. And,
well, hey, they look good. Actually, the 49ers look good this weekend.
Yeah. Well, Purdy's back.
Purdy's back.
Here we are talking about football.
Yeah. See, I knew.
How do we transition it back to insurance where it's not awkward?
Because I do have a good question for you. I think it's good. Do you write policies anywhere outside of Utah?
Yes.
You do?
Yes. Yep. So because of the closeness to Nevada and Arizona.
Okay.
And then I'm originally from Idaho.
Gotcha.
The Gem State.
That's right. Well, I don't know. Some people call it the Gem State.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always thought it was the potato state.
Yeah, isn't it?
I'm offended. Take that back now.
What gems are in Idaho?
That's
I didn't know that.
Gems, Idaho was settled because of the gem.
The gem rush?
The gem rush.
The potatoes are the gems.
Okay.
And Philo T. Farnsworth invented the TV in Rigby, Idaho. Thank you.
Yeah, but isn't he from Utah? There was some controversy.
Yeah.
I do remember,
he was born in Beaver.
I swear I recall that like Utah and
Are both claiming
Idaho
the TV?
both claimed the Philo T. Farnsworth.
Yeah. Well,
Because he did it in Idaho, though. is my understanding.
the TV museum is in Rigby.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. Go Rigby Trojans.
I don't know if that's going to get me or lure me to Rigby.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Coeur d'Alene, you
Coeur
walk into
d'Alene,
like a whole
maybe.
new world
Yeah.
up there.
there's not.
Literally, I mean, they're in a different time zone.
Okay. To all our people watching or listening from Idaho, we'll leave it there.
But I've now lived in Utah. I've now lived in Utah longer than I've lived in Idaho. So
Okay.
I'm a
And
Utah
how
now.
fast
So
are you
you're
going
like
back?
claiming it like both, like Philo did?
Yeah, no, I'm claiming Utah.
Okay.
How often do you go? Do you go to a Rams game every year? How often do you go to the Rigby TV? Like
Never.
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 Oh, gotcha.
Because I'm from Malta.
Okay.
Everybody's now.
You don't go back to the museum every year.
I've actually never been.
Yeah. Well, great story.
We should do that.
In college, I interned for an Idaho Congressman Simpson. He's still there.
He's still.
And they would tell me, don't say you're from Utah when I'd answer the phones, because you do a lot of phone answering
Yeah,
with
no
constituents. They'd say, ask them where they're from, and then just look at this map that they had in my office and just say you're from the other side of the state. So if someone was, most of the time I was telling people I was from Coeur d'Alene because people were calling in from all over the state.
Kind of weird they didn't hire somebody from like Idaho.
I think he had gone to Utah State. I think that was his connection, was the congressman had gone there. But yeah,
Maybe they just didn't have
They
any
didn't-
applicants from Idaho.
but apparently it was enough they warned the intern.
Huh.
Like, don't say you're from Utah; it'll bug people.
So,
Oh, interesting.
Idaho. So I'm licensed in Idaho because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we're licensed in Missouri, Illinois,
Oh wow.
Oregon, and Colorado.
So you're writing policies all over,
Yeah.
essentially. Well, is that commercial or home and auto?
Both.
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 Oh, good for
Both.
you.
If there's a business reason to get licensed in a state, we will.
Okay.
Okay,
But we're just not going to say, hey, we're going to get licensed in North
Connecticut.
Dakota
Right.
just a
when
random.
we have no reason to
Sure.
do business there. Because the license costs. It's part of doing business.
Right. Well, let's talk about Utah, even though you write policies all over, which is amazing. Utah. So Utah is one of 13 states in the country that has personal injury protection. Okay. And what we're finding more and more, even with being with people that are familiar with the personal injury world in Utah and billing and insurance, that just personal injury protection is still kind of foreign to a lot of people. And most people that have it don't even know they have it. And then what I'm hearing a lot, especially recently, is they'll open up a claim or call their insurance company, and then the insurance company still tells them, oh, you have to open up a claim with the at-fault party and run it all through them. And then we say, of course, our follow-up is, well, didn't you open up a PIP claim with your carrier? Well, no, I don't know what that is. And they didn't tell me to do that.
And one recently said no, and they told me they'd charge me my deductible
Right.
to do a PIP claim.
PIP or personal injury protection is one of the most misunderstood parts of the policy.
Yeah.
So for example, I get in an accident. It's your fault.
Wait, my fault?
Yeah, it's your fault.
My fault.
Tyler,
Okay, my fault.
you're not a
Tyler
good driver
crashes
today.
in a loop.
Yeah.
We're on
So it's
board.
your fault.
That's most
Okay?
likely to happen too.
So in
Yeah.
Utah, I'm injured.
Okay.
So I opened the PIP claim with my policy.
Right.
With my policy. It's a not at fault state. So I open with my policy. if I have $3,000, so every policy in Utah has at least $3,000.
Minimum.
That's the minimum. The minimum. We recommend $10,000. It's PIP C on a lot of policies. It's $10,000. That's usually the kind of the. You can go up to $100,000 with certain customers or certain companies. And so we recommend 10. You'd be surprised how many people just say, I'm good. I'll just take the 3. It's never going to happen to me. And then after it's exhausted, then the American families of the world will get reimbursed, or they will subrogate against the offending party and get reimbursed.
Me.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so when you guys are selling the policy, right, and educating your clients, is it a financial thing? I mean, kind of like my previous question, is it a financial thing, or is it just I'm fully covered, so I'm good?
It's usually, I have health insurance, I'm good.
Gotcha.
It's usually, they feel in a way they're double paying for health insurance, which really isn't the case.
Right.
But a lot of times then we'll educate people. But at some point you're just like, okay, you're the boss. You get to pick what you want and what you don't want. Yeah. And really, if the difference between 3,000 and 5,000, it isn't worth making the customer mad over. So we educate, and they ultimately they get to decide what PIP level
and most
they want.
people just kind of say, I'm good at 3 and just not want to raise it.
Correct.
On average, what do you think the difference is between like a 3 to 5 or a 3 to 10 per month?
$4 a month, $5 a month.
Wow.
Super, super minimal.
That's what we tell people all the time.
I mean, we talk about, I think it's the greatest hack in insurance in our world. Is
if you're watching and you're from Utah or one of your states that has personal protection, it is. And it's a difference of like a coffee or a soda or dirty soda. If you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah.
They have put that on the map.
Which I can't wait to watch it.
Do you love it?
I've never watched it.
Huh. Me neither. I can't.
We watch it. We did a TikTok with Layla.
I know.
And
it made me want to just picture that it's such a great show that I want to like ruin it if it's not as good as it's been
the
hyped
drama
up
is
to be.
next level. But for some reason, like social media loves it.
Yeah.
Well, it's reality TV.
Yeah. And
who
it's
doesn't
actually,
like reality TV?
Don't you?
I mean,
what's your favorite reality TV show? Do you watch it at all?
I used to. We used to watch quite a bit, and then it just kind of lost it got old.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to watch The Voice.
That was the one we used to watch
The
too.
Voice, American Idol, until it got weird. But those are pretty much it.
Does your wife watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
You know what? If she does, it's without me.
Yeah.
Wait, she's hiding?
If she is, then
you're not like dying to know about it, so you haven't bugged her.
Yeah,
about it.
I don't.
I feel like
it's like don't ask, don't tell.
No, my wife does. What's The Bachelor though? My wife
guarantee we're gonna watch a TikTok soon of Luke's wife posting like, my wife or my husband says, "Why do I watch this dumb show?" And it's gonna be Luke like this watching. Have you seen those TikToks recently?
She's gonna get you,
and you're gonna be caught.
Yeah. Hey. It might
you heard it here.
He
doesn't watch it, but
busted. Closet reality TV lover.
No, closet secret lives.
There you go.
Of Mormon Wives.
Well, that's
watcher.
The best ones are the ones where the husband's like, "No, this is the dumbest show," and then they're like, "Pause it real quick. I gotta go.
I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Don't watch it without me."
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
You skipped 2 episodes. You watched it without me.
Like, fill me in.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're watching from Utah or anywhere that has a PIP requirement on your policy, this is super important. It is really the ultimate hack. It really is. Because, and then you mentioned kind of a crazy word, and people don't understand that word, subrogation. Okay. What people don't understand is when you're in an accident and it's not your fault, you make that claim through your carrier first.
Correct.
Because the at-fault company will not pay a dime until you resolve the claim. Okay, so when your providers are trying to submit billing or
the hospital,
or you're trying to get the rental car, you're trying to get coverage, they're not going to pay anything. Now, they might authorize a rental car, but they're not going to pay any sort of medical bills until you resolve the claim. So do you have an opinion as to why you think like your carrier, so we're in this accident, my fault, okay, and you call your company, not American Family, but you call your company and say, hey, I've been involved in an accident, Tyler's at fault, and for whatever reason they tell you, open up a claim with my company, and they don't advise you of PIP. You have any opinion as to why that's happening? Because it's happening from our perspective a lot.
I could think of many, many reasons it's happening. I think a lot of times, frankly, the insurance agency just doesn't want to deal with it. They're like, go away.
Interesting.
Like, go deal with it with the company that's at fault. But there's a lot of fantastic insurance companies in Utah that do the right thing,
Sure.
and they will educate. But a lot of times, believe it or not, the insurance industry is very cyclical, where I see my neighbor living this lavish life and like, oh, I want to become an insurance agent. So they become an insurance agent and don't realize that your first 15 years is just grinding.
Yeah.
Grinding and working long hours, weekends, nights, and they're not willing to put in the time and effort. So you get a lot of new insurance agents that get into the industry, aren't truly educated themselves, which is scary.
Yeah.
And they don't really take good care of their customers. They don't do what's right for their customers. And I would like to think the majority of them do, but you do have the people that just that don't. And it's too bad. It's education.
Yeah.
It's what company. Do I work for a small independent broker where I'm just on my own? I have nobody to educate me and I have never taken upon myself to educate myself. Or do I work for an Allstate or a Farmers or State Farm where they have corporate people that come around and do trainings and education and make you really know your policy inside and out? But I wish the barrier to entry was harder to become an insurance agent.
Got it.
Because right now you pass a test. It's not extremely hard to pass. You pay your $200.
You passed it.
Obviously. And I mean, I did graduate from Raft River High School.
Is it really
in
called
Idaho?
Yeah.
In Idaho.
Raft River High, Google it. Raft River High School.
Raft River?
Raft River in Malta, Idaho.
Wait, what's the mascot?
Trojans.
It's not a raft.
No.
Or like a
You can't be
like a beaver
you
or
can't
something,
be the Raft
or like
River
a
Raft.
Something
That
you
would
think
be
it like
weird.
that. Yeah,
river, the Raft River Raft.
We were the Raft River Trojans.
Raft River
Yeah.
Trojan
Okay.
was like river rafting, like a sport.
Well, back in the day when they
Isn't it
settled it, there
cool?
was a roaring river that went through Malta and they had to build rafts to cross it.
Okay.
It's dry now.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Mm.
Yeah. The Raft River is dry.
Where's Malta, Idaho?
By Burley, Twin Falls area,
Okay. Yeah.
but closer to the Utah border. We had like 3 or 4 communities in Utah that came to my high school.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fun to Google. There's so much information about it.
About Malta.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it.
I know you are.
Okay. So back.
Okay,
river
one-
raft or Raft River?
Raft River.
Raft River. Okay. All right. So back to the question. Now, to be fair to agents and agencies, I don't know whether these clients of ours are calling the agency or calling like directly to the insurance company, and then they get somebody on the phone that just simply doesn't know about personal injury protection.
And it's a really good point because I guess a couple points is number one, even if you're an American Family Insurance customer and you call and file a claim, you're talking to somebody that's just an order taker.
Right.
They're just filing your claim.
Right.
That's it. And then, but if you call a company, but my second point is if you call, I don't want to say names, but if you call a 1-800 number company, we all know their commercials are all over
Several.
Yeah.
TV. Those are the companies that have typically the lowest coverages.
Yeah.
They're selling on price. That's what they're preaching.
Yeah.
Call and 15 minutes will save you 15%. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking
They
about.
sell
Yeah.
on price,
It's Flo.
not
Flo said that,
on
right?
coverage. And
Geico. Geico.
I didn't say it.
Progressive.
So and I'm not saying they're bad companies because they do pay out claims.
Yeah.
But they don't educate like a local agent is in your hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just don't care
But they
as
saved
much.
you 15%
Yeah.
on a
and,
crap policy.
and now it's costing you 15 grand
Right.
Yeah.
or
Or more.
150,000
or more.
or
Yep.
$1.5 million.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't skimp on your insurance. I know so many people every month when that $300 comes out of your account, it boils your blood because you think it's worthless money. It's going towards nothing. You can't think about it that way. You're thinking about you're protecting your family. You're protecting yourself. That $300 a month opposed to $265 you could save by going with another company could save you tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So kind of in a way, you're investing in your health and your future.
No, I agree
Yeah.
with that. And that's why we do tell people, with that insurance hack, raise your PIP, because $2, $3, $5 to go from 3,000 minimum to 5 to 10 is absolutely worth it. I was talking earlier about subrogation, that fancy word you used. When PIP gets exhausted, okay, and then people are like, okay, well, once PIP's exhausted, does the at-fault party kick in? No, they don't, okay? But if the at-fault party has a low policy, okay, oftentimes what we will do as injury lawyers is we will go and get that policy, okay, and they will tender their limits. And then once we have the policy limits from the at-fault carrier, that right to subrogate from the not at-fault insurance company that they want because when PIP gets paid out, you guys, it's not just a benefit. They want to be reimbursed, okay? Like health insurance. When health insurance pays out pursuant to like an accident claim, they're not just being nice. They're paying because they have a contractual obligation to pay. But then they want to be reimbursed, okay, from any third-party recovery. So subrogation is the right of the PIP carrier to be reimbursed what they pay out. But when we get the insurance limits, and oftentimes we do from the at-fault company, that right to subrogate is gone and it gets waived, which means you don't have to pay back the PIP money to that insurance company, which is a big deal because it helps. So that's why it's so important to get more PIP, because if we get the third party recovery of the limits, that PIP subro gets waived. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's great for our clients.
Now, one question that does come up, just as a sidebar, right? Lawyers talking.
Love a good sidebar.
Let's sidebar real quick. We always tell, because clients ask, like, well, okay, well, now that that's being waived, is this going to now raise my rates because they're not getting subrogation? That question does come up a lot. Like, hey, now American Family's not getting reimbursed because we hope all our clients have.
Well, let me take it one step further. It's not necessarily that. I mean, it is in a way, but more oftentimes it's not. What the question is when a PIP gets waived and we've got the limits from the at-fault company, then we pursue an underinsured motorist claim against their own company, their own policy.
Right.
Then the question gets asked, if I make a claim against my own policy for underinsured motorist coverage, will that affect my premiums?
And that's hard for me to answer because every company's different.
So like with your company, though, if it's clearly not their fault for the accident, at least this is what we're typically telling our clients is our understanding is. And so correct us, teach, preach. If it's not their fault for the accident, even if they make an underinsured or uninsured motorist claim or the PIP is then waived.
Preacher Luke.
We tell them it doesn't raise their rates. But
it depends on what company, but most companies know it does not. It's considered a not at fault accident. And a lot of companies like American Family even have like an accident forgiveness for your first one. But like we tell people all the time, use your PIP,
right.
Gobble it up. That's what it's there for.
Right.
And it does not count against you as a claim.
Right.
And the reason why they do that is because the American Families of the world, we will pay out $3,000 all day to try to make you right. In a way, this is probably the lack of to make you go away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If they can make you whole with that $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 and satisfy you, you will not then tap into
the underinsured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we found is they're willing to pay a PIP, just like give it out like candy.
Right.
Because they would rather pay out $3,000 than 100,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the last part of the hack that I love is that it's a per person benefit. So I have family, I've got 4 kids, family of 6 driving in a car. It's not just 10,000 for all of us, it's 10,000 per person.
Yeah. And so most people, when we find people or clients that have high PIPs, it's oftentimes highly beneficial to them to have that. That's interesting you say that because we like you, Luscious Luke.
Well, thank you.
We love you, actually. But obviously, we have this love-hate with insurance companies.
Yes.
Because more oftentimes than not, when we file underinsured motorist claims, and you guys heard it, I mean, more oftentimes than not, it will not affect your premiums. So that's a big thing. We say it all the time, but it's nice to hear it. At least, I'm not holding you to it. I mean, we don't gospel truth, but more oftentimes than not, it's not going to affect your premiums. But what we do find is when we make underinsured motorist claims, the carriers don't like to pay it.
Yeah.
And just because you've been with a particular company for 30 years or whatever, they don't care. You're a claim number, and then we oftentimes get the response, well, they've been adequately compensated. We're not going to pay out anything on underinsured motorist coverage. And then we have to dig in and then actually file suits. And a lot of our lawsuits that we filed have been against our client's own company because they won't pay underinsured motorist claims.
It's a super fine line, and you guys know that. You deal with it every day because an insurance company is a for-profit organization, right?
Right.
And we haven't even gotten to this, but the last 3 or 4 years has been some of the worst years for insurance companies in the history of insurance.
Oh, wow.
There's been insurance companies literally go out of business. There's been insurance companies that have decided to get out of they don't insure homes anymore. They'll just insure auto. So there's been
we just saw the one here in Utah.
Casualty underwriters just went under.
Under here in Utah.
American National, great people, great agents. I have friends with them. They decided to come out and say, hey, we don't insure homes anymore. And so a lot of them came to us. So it's been a really tough year for the insurance industry, tough 3 to 5 years. And so they've had to buckle up and tighten their underwriting. They've changed compensation plans for their agents. They've laid off thousands of employees. And then all of a sudden they're like trying to save money. And because their shareholders are asking them to save money, their mutual holders are suffering. And they all of a sudden have to pay out $100,000 that they don't want to pay out. From their perspective, you can kind of understand it. But at the same time, from your perspective, you're just trying to make your client whole.
Yeah, that's it.
And so it is a balance because, again, they're trying to make money. They are a for-profit organization. And but yet this person you're dealing with, your client, was injured.
Yeah.
Their life has been altered. They deserve to be made whole. And that's where you guys come in. So it'll be a battle that's going to be for the rest of your life. It'll never be solved.
Yeah.
So we just try to all get along in the same sandbox.
That's it. I mean, and we play within the rules and try to do it the right way. And that's why it's so nice having your perspective, because people just need to understand that, they are for-profit entities, right? They're doing what they do. It's a business. I do believe that agents and agencies like you care about their clients and customers, the overall corp, right? They're looking at their bottom line. They're worried about their shareholders, and it's all relevant into how claims are paid out, right?
Now, our understanding is that as the agent, you have very little control over the claim. I mean, you hopefully have set up your client in the best way possible to have adequate insurance, but you don't really have any sway over, hey, look, this guy's been with me for 10 years. Pay him a little more. You don't have any of that sway, right?
Yeah. When you say I'm talking about every insurance agent that in the United States right now. Yeah. We have zero to do with the claim, how it's paid out. Claims adjusters actually have a completely separate license than we do. They are licensed claims adjusters. They know the policy language, the form it's written on inside and out. They know what coverages they can give and what coverages they can't give, and timelines, and they know it all. We are asked not to get involved because all of a sudden, if I make you a promise and I can't deliver because I said something I shouldn't have, that's going to make me look bad, my company look bad, my customer look bad. So when somebody calls our agency and is wants us to get involved in the claim, we can try to move the claim along, right? We can say, hey, they feel like the communication hasn't been good, or maybe they didn't understand your email. Can you rewrite it? So we can help be a cheerleader and advocate for them. But when it comes to that, I can't get you $1,500 more.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
And neither can Allstate, State Farm.
None of them can.
Geico, Progressive.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Right.
I wish it did, because there were so many times where I wish I could. But like you said, our job is to set them up previous with the best policy that we can recommend.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, and thank you again for being here, because we do hear that all the time, right? Will it affect my premiums? How does this impact me? How does this look? Who do we call? Right. Last question, real quick. Do you recommend people to call the agency after an accident, or just go straight to their carrier?
Oh, please call us first. Because there's times when an $1,100 claim isn't worth claiming when you have a $500 deductible.
Right.
And that $600 that we pay out could be your second accident and get you non-renewed, or raise your rates more than $600 per year.
Sure.
Yeah.
So call your local agent. Call your local agent. Go into their office, sit down with them and say, should I file this claim? And they can help you counsel to decide whether you should pay it out of pocket, or yes, no, this is worth filing a claim over. Let's have your insurance company pay out the $11,000.
No, I love
it is.
And we always say, call a lawyer. You don't have to, if you're directly solicited to, you don't have to respond, but do some research, call an injury lawyer and get your questions answered. Because there are times where we even say the same thing. Hey, because we're a PIP state, thank goodness you weren't more significantly injured, but the medical bills associated to any injury you suffered in an accident haven't met that 3,000 threshold, which is also associated with PIP. And there's a good chance, even though I feel like you deserve it, you may not have the right to seek a personal injury claim because your medical bills just haven't met that threshold level. And there's not much we can do on that side of it.
Right. But if you do call a personal injury attorney, call We Win Injury Law, because you win, period.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do for all of our clients, no matter what. We're passionate about it. Everything we're doing is to win for our clients. We win as a team. We mean that sincerely. And then when we're winning, our clients are winning, and vice versa. And hopefully everyone in this game of the insurance world is winning. You're good at that.
Well, winning is fun.
Winning
is fun.
You do enjoy that?
Winning is fun, especially when you can win for your customer.
That's it. And that's what we're always trying to do. So if you guys ever have questions about insurance, call us. Call Luke at Udy and Associates and find out. Get educated, because that's really the most important part in making those decisions. Get educated. Find out, what does PIP mean? What is good coverage? What is full coverage really good coverage? Get those questions answered. You can always find us online at wewininjurylaw.com. Find us here wherever you subscribe to your podcast, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Find us and reach out to us. The consults are always free. And everything we're trying to do for our clients is to win for you, period. Luke, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Bud.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.